Shalom again, Kedushim and other folks. This is part 2 to the Torah reading for this Shabbat. Or whichever way you want to pronounce it. I found out that Torot means plural of Torah or teaching. And Yitzchak dwelt in Gerar. And when the men of the place asked about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," for he was afraid to say, "She is my wife," thinking lest the men of the place should kill me for Rivkah, because she is good looking. Excuse me. And it came to be, when he had been there a long time, that Avimelech, sovereign of the Philistines, looked through a window. And he watched and saw Yitzchak playing with Rivkah, his wife. So Avimelech called Yitzchak and said, truly she is your wife, so how could you say she is my sister?" And Yitzchak said to him, "Because I said, lest I die on account of her." And Avimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the people had almost lain with your wife." Excuse me, folks. Had to let that out. "And you would have brought guilt on us." And Avimelech commanded all his people, saying, "He who touches this man or his wife shall certainly be put to death." And Yitzchak sowed in that land and reaped in the same year 100-fold, and Yehovah blessed him. And the man grew great and went forward until he became very great. 14, and he came to have possessions of flocks and possessions of herds and a great body of servants. And the Philistines envied him. And the Philistines had stopped up all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, and filled them with dirt. And Avimelech said to Yitzchak, "Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we." So Yitzchak went from there and pitched his tent in the Wadi Gerar. And Wadi means brook for you dummies. And dwelt there. And Yitzchak dug again the wells of water which they had dug in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them up after the death of Abraham. And he called them by the names which his father had called them. But when Isaac's servants dug in the Wadi and found a well of running water there, the herdsmen of Gerar strove with Isaac's herdmen, saying, "The water is ours." And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. 21. And they dug another well And they strove over that one too, and he called its name Sitnah. And they moved from there and dug another well, and they did not strive over it, and he called its name Rehoboth, and said, For now Jehovah has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. Excuse me. And from there he went up to Beer-sheva. And Jehovah appeared to him the same night and said, I am the Elohim of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you, and shall bless you and increase your seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he built a slaughter place there, and he called on the name of Jehovah, and he pitched his tent there. And the servants of Yitzchak dug a well there. And Abimelech came to him from Gerar with Achuzat, one of his friends, and Pekah, the commander of his army. And Yitzchak said to them, Why have you come to me, seeing you have hated me, and have sent me away from you? 28. But they said, We have clearly seen that Jehovah is with you. And we said, Please let there be an oath between us, between you and us, and let us make a covenant with you, that you do no evil to us, as we have not touched you, and as we have done only good towards you, and have sent you away. In Shalom, you are now blessed by Yehovah. And he made them a feast, and they ate and drank. And they rose early in the morning and swore an oath with one another, and Yitzchak let them go, and they departed from him in Shalom. And then the same day it came to be that the servants of Yitzchak came and informed him about the well which they had dug, and said to him, We have found Mayim. So he called it Shiva. Therefore the name of the city is Beer-sheva to this day. And when Esau was 40 years old, he took as wives Yehudit, the daughter of Ben-Gari, the Hittite, and Basemot, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and they were a bitterness of spirit to Yitzchak and Rivkah. And it came to be, when Yitzchak was old and his eyes were too dim to see, that he called Esau his elder son, and said to him, My son. And he answered him, Here I am. And he said, See now, I am old, I do not know the day of my death. Now then, please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt wild game for me, and make me a tasty dish such as I love, and bring it to me to eat, in order that my being does bless you before I die. And Rivkah heard when Yitzchak spoke to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt wild game and to bring it. And Rivkah spoke to Yaakov her son, saying, See, I heard your father speak to Esau your brother, saying, Shavan, bring me wild game and make me a tasty dish to eat, and bless you in the presence of Yehovah before my death. And now, my son, listen to my voice, according to what I command you. Please go to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, and I make a tasty dish from them for your father, such as he loves. And you shall take it to your father, and he shall eat it, so that he might bless you before his death. And Yaakov said to Rivkah his mother, See, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth-skinned man. What if my father touches me? Then I shall be like a deceiver in his eyes, and shall bring a curse on myself, and not a blessing. But his mother said to him, Let your curse be on me, my son. Only obey my voice, and go, get them for me. 14. And he went and fetched them, and brought them to his mother, and his mother made a tasty dish, such as his father loved. And Rivkah took the best garments of her elder son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them on Yaakov, her younger son. And she put the skins of the young goats on his hands and on the smooth part of his neck. Then she gave the tasty dish and the bread which she had prepared into the hand of her son Yaakov. And he went to his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Who are you, my son? And Yaakov said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you said to me. Please rise, sit and eat of my wild game, so that your being might bless me. But Yitzchak said to his son, How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because Yehovah, your Elohim, brought it to me. 21. Then Yitzchak said to Yaakov, Please come near, so that I feel you, my son, whether you truly are my son Esau or not. And Yaakov went near to Yitzchak, his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is the voice of Yaakov, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy, like his brother Esau's hands, and he blessed him. And he said, Are you truly my son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and let me eat of my son's wild game, so that my being might bless you. So he brought it near to him, and he ate, and he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Yitzchak said to him, Please come near and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his garments, and blessed him, and said, See, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field which Yehovah has blessed. 28. And Elohim give you of the dew of the heavens, and of the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master over your brothers, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be those cursing you, and blessed be those blessing you. And it came to be, as soon as Yitzchak had finished blessing Yaakov, and Yaakov had hardly left the presence of Yitzchak his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he too had made a tasty dish and brought it to his father, and said to his father, "Let my father arise and eat of his son's wild game, so that your being might bless me." And his father Yitzchak said to him, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am your son, your firstborn, Esau." Then Yitzchak trembled exceedingly, and said, "Who was it then who hunted wild game and brought it to me? And I ate all of it before you came, and I have blessed him. Yes, he is blessed." When Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with an exceedingly great and bitter cry, and said to his father, "Bless me too, O my father." 45. And he said, "Your brother came with deceit and took your blessing." And Esau said, "Was his name then called Yaakov? For he has caught me by the heel these 2 times. He took my birthright, and see, now he has taken my blessing." And he said, "Have you not reserved a blessing for me?" Then Yitzchak answered and said to Esau, "See, I have made him your master, and all his brothers I have given to him as servants, and I have sustained him with grain and wine. And what then shall I do for you, my son?" And Esau said to his father, "Have you only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, O my father." And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Yitzchak his father answered and said to him, "See, your dwelling is of the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of the heavens from above, and by your sword you are to live, and serve your brother. And it shall be, when you grow restless, that you shall break his yoke from your neck." And Esau hated Yaakov because of the blessing with which his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father draw near. Then I am going to kill my brother Yaakov." 42. And the words of Esau, her older son, were reported to Rivkah. And she sent and called Yaakov, her younger son, and said to him, "See, your brother Esau comforts himself concerning you, to kill you. And now, my son, listen to my voice, and rise, flee to my brother Lavan in Haran, and stay with him a few days until your brother's wrath turns away, until your brother's displeasure turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. And I shall send and bring you from there. Why should I be bereaved of you both in one day?" And Rivkah said to Yitzchak, "I am disgusted with my life because of the daughters of Het. If Yaakov takes a wife from the daughters of Het, like these who are the daughters of the land, what is my life to me?" 28. And Yitzchak called Yaakov and blessed him and commanded him and said to him, "Do not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan or Canaan, for you dummies. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take a wife for yourself from there. from the daughters of Lavan, your mother's brother. And El Shaddai bless you and make you fruitful and increase you, and you shall become an assembly of peoples, and give you the blessing of Abraham to you and your seed with you, so that you inherit the land of your sojournings, which Elohim gave to Abraham. So Yitzchak sent Yaakov away, and he went to Padan Aram, to Lavan, son of Bethuel, the Aramean, the brother of Rivkah, the mother of Yaakov, and Esau. And Esau saw that Yitzchak had blessed Yaakov and sent him away to Padan Aram to take himself a wife from there. And that as he blessed him, he gave him a command, saying, do not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan, Shavan. And that Yaakov had obeyed his father and his mother, and had gone to Padan Aram. So Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan did not please his father Yitzchak. And Esau went to Ishmael and took Machalat, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Neviot, to be his wife, besides the wives he had. Well, there's a Torah portion for this Shabbat, folks. I hope that you got something out of it. May Yehovah Elohim be with you. Shalom.